Everybody, it's your best friend, Pete, part-time exile. Just want to showcase a fun build that I used to play a lot. Discharge Ignite. However, I think ThisIsBadger made it too popular and caused the prices to skyrocket before, so I decided to stop playing it as a league starter. But it revolves around Vol's Devotion and Romiras Banquet. So, as you can see, gain a power charge on non-critical strike, lose all power charges on critical strike. So I attach, where is it? Stormbrand to get power charges. You can attach this to power charge or crit. It doesn't matter, or control destruction to get less crit. However, I find currently that just tagging a monster gives you enough power charges to expend, and then you can, with this Vol's Devotion, gain an endurance charge when you lose a power charge. So if we just do a quick, I won't go to the map right now, but go to the reliquary. I love the reliquary. It's such a fun place to level. We get power charges, and as you saw, it expands, and we have almost max power charges, and then you can boom, explode the screen. So that's pretty much how the interaction works between the two unique items. And we're using a cheap Searing Touch amulet, or not amulet, weapon, and then using a Marks of Submission ring because we want to, just in case we get into a toughy situation, we get life and mana on kill against cursed enemies. So this is a curse on hit ring with flammability. We're using a 5-link. It's just all these items are so generic and cheap. Like, you do want to get this inflict fire explosion and hit, or because you're gonna have to keep spamming Wave of Conviction, which is annoying. Because again, we are an elementalist, so all our damage ignites with Shaper of Flame. We have Mastermind of Discord. This is about a 35% damage multiplier, and Heart of Destruction. So you have a lot of AoE and 30% more damage when you hit a unique enemy. So we're using Elemental Overload. It's conditional, but we get about 25% crit roughly. That's good enough, because that's when we're at max power charge. That's about 25 critical strike chance. So 1 in 4, 1 in 5, 1 in 6 discharges, you'll get it. And when you're playing against a boss, it'll probably go off once, and that's a big DPS increase. Again, just using generic items, nothing special. I took out Infernal Cry because it doesn't provide cover in ash anymore, and because we explode the entire screen, we don't need to explode from combust. You can use, I'm just using a Flame Golem. It honestly doesn't matter. It provides like 4 or 5% DPS increase. I was just trying some cast and damage setups, and honestly, the mana situation is so bad, it's not worth using. I just hooked up Stormbrand with Combustion because minus 10 fire res. It's good enough. And yeah, so we have Discharge. I am cheating a little because this is standard, and look at this. Look at this. Like, I'm not going to go through all of this to look for a level 20 Discharge gem. That's just crazy. But yeah, it's a level 21, so I am cheating a little bit. And then we have Deadly Ailments, Cruelty Support, Burning Damage, Ignite Prolif. But yeah, let's go to a quick map and check it out. Well, I don't even know what this map is. Sure. But yeah, this was one of my favorites. I would usually play Ignite, Arc with yeah, Volark. Ignite is just so nice. Again, just boom, hit, everything dies. Just go to your next victims, aka monsters, boom, Ignite, dies. Same old, same old. Very, very simple, very effective. You don't even need max charges because mostly everything will die. And I was affected by a ignite, it looked like, or something, or a bleed, because I was dying. But as you can see, it's very, very nice playstyle. Ow, that guy almost killed me. You can scale this pretty hard with the use of charge stacking, so power charge, endurance charge, and frenzy charges. So in order to get the frenzy charges, you have to use a Farrul's Fur. So I'll go over that in the PoB eventually. But yeah, you need a Farrul's Fur in order to scale frenzy charges. And you can usually get about 5 frenzies, I think. 4. 1 from the gloves. 1 from the passive tree. And oh crap, these guys are gonna kill me. And 1 from, ooh, I got wrecked. But yeah, that's pretty much how it works. I'm not gonna go back because I'm just explaining how the build works. Yeah, as you can see, the passive tree, go for power charge, endurance charge, and scale all the way bottom to endurance charge, another endurance charge, and unwavering stance. Very important. You don't want to get stunned in any spell build, in my opinion. It just feels so bad. And in the future, when you get more currency, you want to anoint infused on your Vault's Devotion Amulet for another power charge. But it is a little expensive at 2 silvers. So silver Oreos usually go for about 30 chaos on league start. But maybe people will be doing more blight this league. So the chance that it might be a little cheaper. And then one moment as I check something real fast. All right, sorry about that. I know for you that might have been instant. For me, that was just a couple minutes. I was just looking over, trying to find the PoB because I was looking at a different character for a while. Yeah, again, we're not going to be using Infernal Cry because it's deleted for this character, as it doesn't provide covered in ash debuff anymore. You could also use a Calm sign. I don't know how expensive these are going to be because endurance charges are going to be very sought after in 3.25. But yeah, instead of the mark of submission, like if you're going to a boss, you can just hook up Calm sign and get another 10% DPS increase. But yeah, let's take a quick look at the PoB. If I can get to it. But yeah. Using Bastion of Elements, I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, it's defense, so it's good, obviously. It says Shipper Storms is about 18% damage increase. I don't know how much damage Discharge does to inflict shock, and because I don't crit that often, so I don't know what the shock actually is. But so this does about 15 to 20% more DPS if you want more DPS. As you can see, we're doing about 1 million ignite DPS, and then with the burning ground from what is that called? Flame Surge. Flame Surge grants another 25% DPS from the burning ground. So total DPS is about 1.4 million, which is pretty good. As you can see from the tier 16 mapping footage, very smooth, very nice. So we start from here. I went for the reduced elemental. If you want more damage, you can get more damage. I'm not using purity. Was I using purity of elements? I actually don't remember now. But yeah, I was using malevolence and determination. So that's why I went for this wheel instead. You can get reduced ignite duration. Yeah. I was using the Pantheon that granted reduced effect of shock, so we're immune to shock, and using the Pantheon that you're immune to freeze. So we have less effect of chill, immune to shock, and just have to worry about ignite You could click this if you want to get less ignite duration. Again, elemental overload. We at max power of power charges, 26% chance to crit. So getting that 1 in 4, 1 in 6 chance for elemental overload is important, in my opinion. And it's just good. It just feels good. I mean, technically, you could get the Disciple of the Forbidden if you want, just for a little bit more DPS and crit chance, but I wouldn't recommend it. Again, if you want, you can get more DPS with Spiritual Aid. It's up to you. I know I typically say level 92 is the perfect gateway. However, because we're going from the top of the tree to the bottom of the tree, we need as much passive points as we can get. So we start from here, go all the way just to get power charges, endurance charges, some life, and tireless because it's reduced mana cost of skills. Get more power charges, or endurance, get another endurance charge, get some resistances. Again, the new passive tree, you can get max resistances so much easier. And again, another endurance charge. Also get 30 techniques because it's a big DPS increase. It's up to you whether you want to do that or not, because you can also go for Searing Heat, but because we're already going for the endurance charge, this is 4 points, whereas Searing Heat is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 points. That's a bit. That's 2 more. That's 2 additional points. That's too much. This is the League Starter version. As you can see, it runs on a 5 link. Nothing else. This is very, very simple. Again, I don't know if they're shocked or not, but they're probably shocked with Discharge. All these builds, all these items, this is like between 1 and 3 chaos for a decent roll. This is just all trash gear. Like, look at this. This is just not good gear. Ball's Devotion is like 3 to 5 chaos. Oh crap, I don't know. Sorry. I was just checking the version with, what is it, Juggernaut or Chieftain, and honestly the damage is lacking, but I left it in the PoB just in case you want to check it out. If you're again against the boss, you can put on Doedre's Damning for an additional curse for elemental weakness, or you can just put on Calm Sign for an additional endurance charge, which is about, I guess here is 8%, 9% increase in damage. And the belt is just whatever's. So very cheap build. This is about at most 7 chaos worth of gear. And everything is farmable. You don't need a trans gem. It's just a regular one. And this is with, so in the gameplay you saw, it's a level 21. However, in the PoB, it's a level 20. So if you went a level 21, you're actually getting more DPS. 1.1 million, almost exactly. But for the sake of not cheating, just using a level 20. Million DPS, perfect. It's really good to level tier 16s. So going to the endgame version, or the Juggernaut version, I should say. This is with just endurance charges. Taking the Romiras Banquet, putting in Stormfire, you get about 700,000 DPS with Stormfire. So Stormfire makes it so that your lightning damage can ignite. And the other downside is you have to find a way to ignite. I didn't include that in here, so you actually have to get chance to ignite. So Yeah, it's another downside of going for the non-elementalist version. So just stick with Elementalist. All damage can ignite. You don't have to worry about anything. It feels nice. So let me go to the endgame one. So this is the endgame version. Same level, I guess, level 94. So again, stacking power charges, endurance charges, also getting infused as an anoint, and getting the savagery frenzy node, because we are using also one of these rods that gives +1 max power and endurance charges. This is, I don't know how feasible it is to get this item, since that ritual was nerfed, but you just made pretty much Maven orbit, or not a Maven, you Awakener orb. You get a warlord item, you get the boom rod that has this implicit, I can't remember what it's called, I guess potentiality rod, and then you out spam for increased burning damage. So this increased burning damage is a prefix on the warlord item, I believe, and not a suffix, so it can still roll. But yeah, let me double check that. Yeah, according to PoE, warlord items on staves are, or maybe just two-hand in general, they are prefix for burning damage, so it can still roll. Because in 3.25, GGG said that they're removing burning damage, bleed damage, and poison damage from suffix crafts. So yeah, so you get 130% or whatever tier 1 or 2 fire burning damage as a prefix, then you would get a different scepter or a different staff and get maximum power charge or maximum endurance charge on a shaper staff. So when you get a shaper staff, you again just alteration spam, get one of those, either power charge or endurance charge, whichever one you want, and then you use an Awakener's orb and hit it to the warlord item with the prefix of burning damage, and then you get some outcome with both influence mods. So you'll 100% get the endurance charge and burning damage, and the rest will be random. And then you can either craft it from there or something. So this will give you roughly 3 endurance or 3 extra maximum charges. I just went with a random helmet. As you can see, it's +1 maximum charge from Warlord. You're going to have to use an Awakener's Orb if you want to get mana reservation of efficiency of skills. Redeemer also uses ignites burn faster. So if you want more damage, you can do that. I prefer the mana reservation. But what makes this build possible is Farrul's Fur, because of the cat stealth. You gain your maximum frenzy and power charges when you gain cat stealth. So when you click that reservation, you gain your maximum frenzy and power charges. And with Farrul's Devotion, as that interaction from before, you would gain whatever it is, the max you have, which turns out to be, I think, 5 frenzy charges, 3 from normal, 1 from the passive tree, and 1 from the gloves, which is again a yeah. It's very, very interesting to min-max this character. And then from the boots, again, you can get 1 maximum endurance charge from Warlord. And also, Hunter is the Ignite Steel damage faster mod. You still need the Val's Devotion, or you don't need, but you still use the Val's Devotion, as that's how you gain endurance charges all the time. You can, again, it's going to be very difficult because endurance charges, again, are very good. Before, a synthesized maximum endurance charge ring would probably be like 30 to 50 chaos. I don't expect them to be cheap anymore. So, but yeah. And then just using some random things. Can use an Idziri's Promise for more damage, Cinder Swallow for more damage, a Watcher's Eye for more damage with Malevolence and damage over time multiplier. Yeah, just randomly putting shock at an X amount. If you just, let's just get rid of that. 6 million DPS Ignite. It's good. In my opinion, I guess because we're using Shiver of Storms, so it doesn't matter. I don't know why I put 10 here. It should be 15. But yeah, Shiver of Storms, good. If you want, you can also use a Cluster Jewel for more reservation. You want to go the Golem route, you technically could. And then you'd use the Cluster Jewels that provide, yeah, it would be Primordial Bond. You can get those on the minion clusters or Megalomaniacs. Why did I not convert it? But yeah. Overall, this is the endgame version. I just pretty much updated it from ThisIsBadger. It's the endgame version is probably pretty expensive. I would say probably like 30 divines minimum because of this stupid maximum endurance charge synthesized rings now. So probably going to be very expensive. But yeah, as a league starter, it's very cheap. Oh, not there. As a league starter, very, very cheap. Literally like 7 chaos. Highly recommend. But yeah, as you can see, the character, so it is level 94, but this is just from a different character that I use, and I just respect and got some trash gear and put it on. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, wonderful league start, and hopefully you don't reroll. Take care. You're the best.